Hi friends, my name is Rick and welcome to My Cape Cod Life. Today, I'm going to do a garden tour. Now I actually did one a couple of days ago, but there was some problems with some of the footage, so we're just going to reshoot, because that's what we do. Alright, let's get to the left of the garden gate is a scalloped or patty pan squash. It's known as moonbeam. Right now I've harvested, but look, there's a little baby one right in there. So in a few days I'll have another one. When it's ripe, it's like a white with a tinge of green to it. Hey, yummy. To the right of the garden gate on the outside I have a zucchini. This is Costata Romanesco. I don't believe I have any fruit on this one. Walk in, let's look at the trellis on the left. This is cucumbers. They're a little slow this year. That's a silver slicer. It's a small plant, but I'm hoping they take off. This is like one of my favorites. Suyo long. It's a Japanese. I have one there. And one there. That's a nice crunchy cucumber. And these are pickling cucumbers, and those are nationals. The trellis on the right has pole beans. I harvested recently. Here's a little one. I believe that's a Kentucky Wonder over here. Then further down we have rattlesnake. I think I see one I can show you over here. There's a green bean, has those nice little purple streaks. It's a good tasting bean too. Just inside the garden on the left I have a container, and it has red noodle beans growing. They're blooming. I think they're red. Here's one right here. Here's another one over here. Just have a few of them. I grow them because they're fun. And it shares a container with some parsley, which is from last year, and it's gone to seed. So all of these are seed heads for parsley. And I'm sure some of them will spill out into the gardens. Hopefully I'll collect some. This container just to the right of the gate inside has some more noodle beans. These are green ones. They're kind of stunted. Not too sure why. I did have some beets in the front, so maybe they were shaded out too much. And I have my butterfly. Hi, butterfly. Right next to that, I have a grow bag, and this has black strawberry tomatoes on the fruit. Some are getting close. Let me get this one down here. There you go. This will ripen up a little bit more. The black strawberry comes from Baker Creek. It was one of their new ones this year. This is new for me this year. Growing winter squash. This is the honey nut. There's a little fruit here. And there's a couple more right down in there. It's a butternut. It's really small. It has such a great flavor. It is sweet, flavorful. There's a whole bunch of Thai basil that's gone to seed. Some marigolds. In the next pot over, I have, this one's fading out. It's a determinant cherry tomato known as 42 Day. They're really good. They get really red, but this one's just about done. So they have, one big flush over about a week and a half of fruits, and there was a lot. I'll grow them again. Right next to it, I have another black strawberry. This one grows more like grape tomato shapes, where the other ones seem rounder, but same seeds. See, I love the dark shoulders they have, especially when they're not shaded by leaves. This one doesn't have any rape ones. In this grow bag, I have a couple of Sugar Rush peach peppers, but I'm having some sort of pest issue. They're attacking the leaves and the fruit, so I have an organic product I will use probably tonight. So I hope I can get that under control. It's a hot pepper, but it's sweet and fruity tasting. And this is the thyme in front of it. So this is a silver thyme. It's nice. It smells really great. Right next to it is oregano in the pot. Well, this is an ugly brown weedy thing, but you know what that is? That's a whole bunch of Swiss chard seeds. Each of these little bumps is a seed. I have literally hundreds. So you harvest them when they're brown, not these green ones obviously. So I'm gonna begin next few days, and it's not hard. I mean, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Just kind of rub your fingers down and they'll all just spill out into your hand. So I have, and this is my favorite chard, is a variety known as Luculus brassicas. So slugs, then some caterpillars. I put this netting to avoid some of that. Could have been tighter fitting. I don't know what I'm going to get out of these, if anything. Worst case scenario, the chickens will enjoy them very much. The kale has similar issues. I think I'm saving that. I have some BT. I'm going to spray it again one more time. The traditional Scotch curly seems to be making a comeback, so hopefully I can get more out of this because the kale was so delicious. Alright, let's look at this bed quickly. The far side is peppers. We'll get to those, but we're on this side of the bed. So these are eggplants over here. I haven't seen blossoms yet, but they're looking healthy. It's a Thai eggplant. It's called Thai green frog fingers, so I think it's a small green eggplant. There's some romaine planted there, some of my self-seeding violas. This is celery. This one here in the center seems to be having some issues, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but the other ones are looking all right. I have this really puny little dwarf tomato, micro dwarf. It's an orange hat. They get bigger than this. I wasn't happy here for whatever reason, but I have tomatoes. This patch over here that has the bedding on it, that was where my garlic was. Oh, we did so well with the garlic. You can see that in a video. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description because I don't know how to do it with pictures and all of that yet. But anyways, the point was, in the middle over there, I planted some more dragon tongue beans. I really love those. And let's go over there and look at my peppers and my okra. Okay, so we made it to the other side of this bed, and let's start out by looking at the okra. Because I have a pod I want to pick right over here. Oops. Looks like that. Are you kidding me? Alright, I went in the house, I got the clippers. I'm gonna pick that one. And then I have another pod on this one over here. Now this variety is jambalaya. It's a hybrid. So it's starting to bear now. So I hope it keeps growing and I get a decent amount of okra. Imagine that. This guy from Massachusetts growing okra. So down there we have some savory, the herb. This is a jalapeno, so a jalapeno, no heat. This is lettuce leaf basil. It's huge, leaf basil. All right, I also have some lettuce, and I planted some cilantro. Looks like I must have planted Malabar spinach, but I don't know why I would plant that there. So I'll have to watch that. I don't remember doing it. This is Jimmy Nardello peppers. So that's a sweet banana type pepper. I have 4 Craig's Grande jalapeno. This plant set some fruit. This one is kind of struggling on the top, but we'll see what happens. I am having, I wonder if it's the same pest I'm having with the sugar rush. This plant is doing well. It has a lot of little fruit. It has a fairly large one there. And this other plant, when I need a jalapeno, that one will be ready to go. This is my asparagus bed. Asparagus is doing well. I planted it this spring. I gave it some calendula, some zinnias here and down over there. I have a sunflower, some beautiful rosemary over there. I have some Thai basil down in here. And there's some parsley over here. I have a ground cherry, gotta get that out of there. And some weeds. So many weeds this year. But I'm really excited of having this here. And right next to it, well, first let's look at this monstrosity. So that is what happens when cabbage goes to seed. If you look into some of my spring videos, you'll see the cabbage. It looked cute, like it was gonna grow, and then boom, it exploded with all of these blossoms. So they're just starting to dry down in here, all the seed pods. Hi there, marigold. So yeah, soon I'll take some of these and start drying them off of this plant. But I need more of them to dry up. Got a few branches I think I can take right now, so I will do that. And just beyond it is my new strawberry bed. This is a June bearing strawberry called Sunset Valley. I have this volunteer cherry tomato that grew there, so I'm allowing that. Some more calendula over there. I have a really nice thyme. It's a variegated variety known as English Wedgwood. Down at the end of the bed, I have some marjoram, which is flowering again. Let's look at this bed. This is what's left of the lavender. Oh, the bees have loved it. Every year I say I'm gonna harvest some, but like I said, the bees love it so much I never have the heart to actually harvest it. Right next to that is some chard. This is what Luculus looks like when it hasn't gone to seed. Some marigolds. There's some more Thai basil over there. I had a lettuce buried in there, but that's fine. Against this trellis, amongst the weeds, I have some more new pickling cucumbers. At least I have 4 plants. I might have to stick another seed or 2 down at the end. And then this is my bean patch. Now I've had the first flush and I must have picked 3 or 4 pounds of beans out of this little area. So they're just starting to bloom again. The varieties I have here are Dragon Tongue, Royal Burgundy. The green bean variety I have is called Contender, and then I have some yellow beans, and they're known as Top Notch. All of these varieties did very well. At the far corner over there, I have an old sage plant that's about 5 or 6 years old. In this ceramic container, I have a lot of weed grass, but this is a peppermint. Smells good. And this is an amaranth known as Love Lies Bleeding. I'm kind of excited to see if I grow that well. So on the other side of the cucumbers where the tomatoes are, I actually had a whole bunch of dill over here. I have one more seed head drying out. I have a bunch in the house that I dried. But let's look at these tomatoes. This is some volunteer parsley. I have some romaine back there. This is a variety of basil known as Piccolino. It's a small leaf variety. A pretty flower. Some little calendula. Look at this little twisted girl. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Okay, actually before we look at the tomatoes, this is lemongrass. I'm excited. So this first tomato here, this is an old German. It's kind of puny, honestly. I think it's being shaded out by some grow bag tomatoes that I have over here. But we can always hope. I mean, I have some blossoms right over there. This tomato here is a Better Boy hybrid, so I'm looking forward to that. And I picked a bunch of those already on this back plant. This tomato here is a Brandywine. I have some there, blossoms there. Hopefully that's set over here. More going up this down, more blossoms. Next is the Paul Robeson. There's flushing in the next day or two. I'll be picking a couple of these here. This side of the tomato plant had issues, so I just chopped it off and lobbed it off. I'll let those ripen, and I am seeing this other side. I double-headed it. Has a tomato up there, some possible, some blooms. All right, so this plant here is M.I. Garner's Giant Crimson. It's just starting to blush, so that's exciting. So we get some fruit there, here, and here. And it's doing well. Oh, yeah, some fruit over there and blossoms here and here. So hopefully that works as well. And then back here, I have a Brandywine. And Brandywines are my favorite tomatoes. So I have a few over there. Possibility on these trusses here. But it was hot when they were out, so I don't know if they set fruit. If you've been following along since spring, I use this retired water trout as a place to grow. I had lettuces in here. I had beets. I had dill, which I still have. And let's just watch that growing as it is amongst this tomato plant here, but follow it up, you'll see all the beautiful dill heads ready to harvest. And I had another one over here with the more I've already harvested plenty of this. Back there is a Piccolino Basil. More Thai basil over there. I planted some new basil over there. I don't know if that's gonna make it. That's a sucker of a cherry, this cherry tomato here. Let me show you this. This is one of my favorite cherry tomatoes. It's a black cherry, but it starts down there, and I had my first truss there, and back there I have a bunch, and then over here I have a bunch, and then look at that truss of tomatoes there, and there, and there, and there, and then way up there, and way up there. I'm guessing this plant is already over 6 feet tall. No, oh yeah, it is. And I forgot. Also in this trough I have some rosemary. This is a creeping rosemary. And you know what I'm noticing. A couple of days ago, I planted more gold beets. And they're germinating. So that was probably a week ago. Awesome. This is an interesting plant. This is shiso. It's a Japanese herb. It has a pretty purple under, green on top. It's part of the mint family. I know that. I found it at the farmer's market. I'm like, that's cool. It's coming home with me. It was little then. The only thing I know so far about shiso is that you can dry it up and crumble it and add it to salt and put that on rice. And right next to it, I have an Alpine Strawberry, which is always good to find a quick little strawberry snack. So this is my green stalk leaf. I planted beans in it. They've struggled. They've had some pest issues, and I watered yesterday, but it's dry again. So I'm gonna give them a good water from the top tonight, and then I have an application that might help with the pest issues. Let's keep walking actually. So I have some grow bags here. This first one has Portugal hot peppers, and these doing okay. They kind of have this weird scabbing, but again, this one's doing really well. Those are melons back in here, and I think this one here is a Kiko, Chrysanthemum melon, a Japanese melon, and I believe this is Kajari over here, which is from India. This both small personal melons. I had some Kikos last year. They were awesome. I tried to do the Kajari. I hope I get some this year. I have some more down here. Now this also has a brandywine tomato. That's done fairly well. Got some big fruit. Fruit there. Oh, here's another nice size. I'm feeling a little cat facing underneath, but I don't mind because they're my favorite. Then this is a Better Boy. No, I thought it was doing fantastic, and it is. I got nice clusters here and here, but some of these, this cluster over here, but some of these upper ones I just checked out, and I found out they had blossom end rot, which means there's some sort of calcium deficiency in here, so I will address that soon. Finally, let's take a quick peek at the potato patch. They're big, all the plants are big. There's some signs of them starting to die back down in there, but it'll be a little bit of time yet, so we'll see. Oh, my friends, thank you so. Well, there you go, my friends. That is my late July, and I'm just squeaking in for this 31st garden tour. We've had success, we've had failures, but we've had some good food too, and that's what's most important. So, till the next time, my Cape Cod Life. I'm excited to dig these up when it's time. I might even have to cheat and grab a potato soon just to see. Well, there you go, my friends. That is my late July, and I'm just squeaking in because it's 31st garden tour. We've had success, we've had failures, but we've had some good food too, and that's what's most important. So, till the next time, my Cape Cod Life.